Coming up on WUFT Midday, severe weather continues to ravage the country. How the conditions could affect your weekend plans.
Plus, President Trump taking aim at a new federal agency today. His sights now on dismantling the Department of Education. Why some lawmakers say this fight won't be so easy.
And one Orlando man is behind bars after an attempted jewelry store robbery. Officials releasing the unconventional way he tried to hide the evidence. WUFT Midday starts right now.
You're watching WUFT Midday.
Welcome to WUFT Midday. I'm Maria Avlonitis.
And I'm Carle. Severe weather is hitting millions of Americans at this hour. Let's get right over to WUFT's Jadyn Bottini with a quick look at how these systems could affect us here in North Central Florida.
We're expecting a pretty rainy weekend. We're tracking this system towards the west, causing lots of wind there right now. It'll track all the way towards us this weekend, and we're going to take a look at the timing of that in just a second. Right now, it's pretty windy out there. In fact, we're under a red flag warning until 6 p.m. today. Parts of Levy, Marion, and Putnam County are under this warning. This is because we're at a low humidity level and high gusts of wind, so that causes the possibility for fires to spread quickly. Looking at our wind gusts right now, 27 miles per hour in Gainesville, 22 in Ocala, 28 in St. Augustine. A little bit lighter winds towards the Panhandle, only 15 miles per hour in Tallahassee, but we're experiencing some pretty breezy conditions right now. Heading into this evening, sunny skies until about 5 p.m. when the sun goes down, staying in the 60s, 64 at 5 p.m. As we head into the evening, we're going to experience those drop in temperatures. 11 p.m. we're at 47 degrees, and we're experiencing some low temperatures tomorrow morning. 39 in Gainesville, 40 in Ocala, 41 in Jacksonville, 44 in St. Augustine, in the 30s in many areas. So this temperature drop will be significant tomorrow morning. Coming up, we're taking a look at today's red flag warning, a cold night tonight, and tracking some storms headed towards us this weekend.
And with the temperatures expected to dip below 45 degrees, Gainesville leaders say cold night shelters will remain available tonight. Families, women, and children could head to St. Francis House for a warm bed, and Grace Marketplace will serve individual adults. Now let's take a look around the rest of the country as new winter storms are gaining strength today. This comes on the heels of a massive and deadly system that's now pushing out of the U.S. Amy Carle reports on the dangerous conditions facing Americans.
It's a story of fire and ice as many states cope with severe weather today. Forecasters say a critical fire danger is back in Texas and the Southwest after this week's evacuations in parts of the Lone Star State and Tennessee.
It was just pitch smoke, like everything was hard to see.
A winter storm with near record strength is pushing out of the U.S. today. At least 3 people are dead due to severe thunderstorms in Mississippi. Police say 2 others died in Nebraska's winter weather. Parts of the Midwest are digging out after blizzard conditions. The resulting snow is a hassle for some.
I totally got stuck by the snow, and I'm trying to remove snow, so it's kind of ironic, right?
For others, the winter weather is a blast.
I got the laptop at home, but I shut that, come outside and make a magic moment with her.
Now a new storm system around the Great Basin is bringing rain or snow to multiple states today.
There will be mud again.
In L.A. County, parts of Sierra Madre are under evacuation warnings due to the risk of mud flows. The area is saturated from rain earlier this week, and this nearby debris basin is clogged from last month's storms. Some residents fear a repeat of that disaster.
It just washed all the soil away from underneath the house.
I'm Amy Carle reporting.
More news from the nation's capital. Former World Wrestling Entertainment executive Liza McMahon has been confirmed to lead the Department of Education. WUFT's Nicole Scura joins us live in the studio to tell us what new changes may be in store for the department.
Yes, Maria, President Trump is reportedly preparing to sign an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. Sources say he could decide this week to take the first steps to eliminate the department. White House officials have drawn up an executive order directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to start the process of breaking up the department. The president has long indicated he wants to close the department, but experts, including McMahon, say that would require congressional approval, not just an executive order.
It is set up by the United States Congress, and we work with Congress. It clearly cannot be shut down without it.
Even if the Education Department were dismantled, some programs and funding could stay and be shifted to other agencies where the programs previously existed before the department was created in 1979. While calls to abolish the Education Department or merge it with another federal agency are not new, the move has historically failed to get support from Congress. Live in the studio, Nicole Scura, WUFT News.
Taking our focus overseas, 2 South Korean fighter jets accidentally dropped 8 bombs on a civilian area during a joint live-fire exercise with the U.S. military today, injuring 15 people. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Beijing.
A mistake that came dangerously close to being deadly from the South Korean military overnight, as seen in stunning video showing the moment of impact of one of the bombs. It happened during training for joint exercises with the U.S. military involving live fire drills. 8 bombs were accidentally dropped from South Korean fighter jets on a civilian village about 20 miles from the North Korean border. Now, they were supposed to hit a training range, but left 15 people with injuries. 2 of them are said to be in serious condition. South Korean officials said that one of the pilots put in the wrong coordinates, but what isn't clear is why a second pilot then dropped bombs as well. South Korea's military said it was suspending all live fire drills while an investigation is carried out, but they also assured that the joint exercises with the U.S., known as Freedom Shield, would kick off next week as planned. The U.S. aircraft carrier USS Carle has arrived on the Korean peninsula as part of this annual show of force that often triggers threats and provocations from North Korea, which has already warned of its own military actions. There's been no immediate comment yet from the U.S. military on the accident, beyond saying that U.S. aircraft were not involved.
In our first of 2 stories out of Orlando, a man is arrested after apparently trying to swallow stolen jewelry worth about $750,000. Last week, officers in Orlando responded to a Tiffany's in the Mall of Millenia on a robbery call. According to an affidavit, Jathan Lawrence Gilder entered the store and asked about diamond earrings and rings. He told an employee that he was representing an Orlando Magic player. Gilder was taken to a private room to see the jewelry, where he grabbed the items and fled the store. He was arrested in the mall parking lot, where police say he swallowed the jewelry. He now faces robbery and grand theft charges.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office says a multi-county chase involving a vehicle with 7 people inside, including young teens, ended in an Orlando, Florida crash early this morning. Just after 1 a.m., Polk deputies were notified that a stolen vehicle out of Osceola County involved in an investigation was in the area. Deputies, a helicopter, and Florida Highway Patrol helped chase the vehicle, which traveled back to Osceola County and then into Orange County, where it ultimately crashed. Police say several occupants were apprehended. The driver, 18-year-old Christopher Lee, is facing charges including grand theft, driving recklessly, and fleeing deputies. Authorities said others in the car were ages 13, 15, 16, and 17. A lockdown at the Butler Plaza Saturday night was caused by an intense 911 call from a Walmart parking lot. The caller, 56-year-old Brandy McLaughlin, is now in custody. WFT's Carolina Tortorelli covered the story Wednesday night, just days after the frightening phone call.
We just got our hands on the 911 call the woman placed right here at this Walmart parking lot on Saturday. You can hear actual gunshots on the phone.
It's in this parking lot she can be heard telling the cops to back off. Throughout that 3-minute profanity-laced call, you hear her asking for a mediator, congressman, or even Governor DeSantis. She says she's got a gas can and threatens to blow up her camper right here in the parking lot. She admits to firing gunshots, and you can hear her shooting more throughout the call as she tells people to back off her trailer.
Okay, that's a shot. I'm very serious about what the I'm talking about, okay? I mean, I was doing my own thing. I wasn't bothering anybody. Do not take a fucking pop shot at me.
Just hours ago, we spoke with a man visiting from Georgia. He was right outside the Walmart today and had just heard what happened only days before.
I sure watch my surroundings a lot. Used to be you didn't have to do that. When I grew up, you didn't have to worry about that.
Tonight, McLaughlin is at the Alachua County Jail without bond. She's charged with 21 felonies. They range from aggravated assault and battery to gun charges.
For now, no court date is set. Reporting in Gainesville, Carolina Tortorelli, WUFT News.
Through windy trails and shady cypress groves, kids are discovering the wonders of farm life. Morningside Nature Center hosted its weekly Barnyard Buddies program. Kids get to pet and feed a variety of farm animals like cows, pigs, and sheep. Instructors take you through the farm and teach you about the characteristics of each animal. It's not just an opportunity for kids to have fun petting the critters, it is also offers an experience for children to learn from where their food comes from.
They gain a respect for the animals. We talk about things you can get from the animals, so when they see products in the stores that come from animals, hopefully they have a little bit more appreciation for those as well.
The program is free, but the animals love donations of carrots, apples, melons, and other produce. Morningside Nature Center hosts the Barnyard Buddies program every Wednesday from September to May.
This nasty weather we're having might mean bad news for you, but it also means bad news to Gainesville's local bat populations, especially those that call the UF Bat Houses home. Cooler temperatures cause bats to enter troper state, a state of temporary hibernation. The bats won't forage in this state, leaving populations of night-flying insects like mosquitoes and beetles running rampant. Agent in Natural Resources Shelley Johnson emphasizes how this can impact businesses across the country.
They're predators for all of these insects that otherwise we have to spend, literally billions of dollars across the U.S. to put out pesticides and to have crops lost to these pests, and bats are providing that service for us.
The bats will begin to return to typical behavior during the warmer months. We're told because the bats aren't active now, you may see more bugs around and less bats at sunset. Let's take a look at our DOT traffic cam over US 441. Roads and skies both looking pretty clear over Paynes Prairie. For another check on whether these clear conditions will continue, let's get back over to WFT's Jadyn Bottini.
It's pretty sunny out there right now, but it's also very windy. That's causing this red flag warning to be issued for a lot of central Florida. This includes parts of Levy County, Marion County, and Putnam County. This is because we're at a low humidity level right now and some high gusty winds. This allows fires to spread quickly, and right now our wind gusts are pretty high. 24 miles per hour in Gainesville, 22 in Ocala, 25 in Palatka, 29 in Jacksonville. And yesterday, as that storm tracked over our area, our wind gusts got pretty high. 44 miles per hour in Lake City and Gainesville, 31 miles per hour in Alachua. And this afternoon, they're staying pretty high, but will continue to die down. Here it is Thursday at 5 p.m. We're down to 17 miles per hour in Gainesville, 16 in Ocala, 19 in Jacksonville. By 11 p.m. tonight, we're down to 11 miles per hour in Gainesville, 11 in Ocala, and 11 in Palatka. And as those winds die down, our humidity will also be increasing. 27% in Gainesville at 1 p.m. today. As we head into the afternoon, evening, 30% of humidity at 6 p.m. in Gainesville, 39% in Ocala, and as we head later into the evening, up to 69% in Gainesville, in the 80s near Cedar Key, almost 80 in Crystal River. And as these humidity levels head towards normal and those wind gusts die down, that's when we'll see that red flag warning expire later this evening. Looking at campus right now, skies are pretty clear. I don't see one cloud out there. 62 degrees right now, winds 17 miles per hour with those gusts up to 24 miles per hour. Our temperatures right now, 62 in Gainesville, 63 in Ocala, 60 in Palatka. We're tracking this system in the west. It's going to make its way all over to us this weekend with those showers coming on Sunday. Let's take a look at the timing of this. Here it is, Thursday at 1 p.m. sitting in the west. It'll make its way in between Louisiana and Texas Saturday around 3 p.m. All of this rain is happening on the Gulf Coast then. And as it heads towards us, here it is Sunday at noon, sitting pretty much right over our area. All of this green is rain, nothing too severe, but again, significant rainfall from this system this weekend. Taking a look at those rainfall totals, 0.2 of an inch in Gainesville, and close to that in much of North Florida, almost 0.2 of an inch in Ocala, 0.3 of an inch near Cedar Key. So nothing too significant, but expecting rain pretty much all day on Sunday. On Saturday, high of 76 degrees, Sunday high of 73, and again, that rainfall will be occurring pretty much all day on Sunday. Looking into next week, tomorrow high of 74, low of 39. Heading into this weekend, expecting that rainfall pretty much all day on Sunday, 80% chance of rain. Monday, we could see some lingering showers from this system. Heading into next week, high of 80 on Wednesday and up to 81 on Thursday as we're warming up.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Nicole Muscolino con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Apagón en Argentina deja a miles de personas en oscuridad. Se produjo una falla en una línea de alta tensión, la cual causó que más de 600,000 personas quedaran sin servicio electrónico, incluyendo a dependencias públicas como la Casa Rosada. Este apagón ocurrió al mediodía en el área metropolitana de Buenos Aires, perjudicando servicios de transporte público y semáforos en la ciudad. Todavía se desconoce el motivo del apagón, pero se ha empezado a restablecer el servicio gradualmente. La Corte Suprema está bloqueando el intento del presidente Trump en retener fondos de la Agencia de Desarrollo Internacional de los Estados Unidos. La Corte votó 5-4 en favor de una orden a la Casa Blanca para pagar $2,000 millones a la agencia. Algunos de los proyectos afectados incluyen acceso al agua en Ucrania, suministro de equipo médico en Vietnam y Nepal y medidas para combatir la malaria en varios países de África. Esta batalla continúa en otra vista judicial hoy a las 2 en Washington, D.C. Un grupo del Senado de Florida respalda un proyecto de ley sobre indemnizaciones a los encarcelados por error. El proyecto, que modificaría la ley de 2008 de indemnización a las víctimas de encarcelamiento injusto, permite que los exonerados que fueron condenados anteriormente por ciertos crímenes puedan optar su compensación. Por el momento, Florida es el único estado con este programa que excluye a las personas delitos graves previos, una restricción que hace que muchos exonerados en el estado no puedan optar a los pagos. El proyecto de ley debe pasar una comisión más antes de que el Senado pueda votar a favor o en contra. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
We're in the month of March, that means spring break season is officially underway. The Transportation Security Administration says the peak spring break travel period runs March 6th through the 24th. TSA is expecting air travel passenger volume to increase by more than 5%. Arrive early and be prepared for long lines. Also, a quick reminder ahead of the summer travel season, be sure to register for your Real ID. By May 7th, all U.S. travelers will need a Real ID to fly domestic.
Parent company of Wegovy says it will cut the price of the weight loss injection drug. The Danish pharmaceutical company said it will drop prices 23% for all doses. The new monthly price of $4.99, down from $650, takes effect immediately for people with or without insurance. Last week, Eli Lilly, a U.S. pharmaceutical company, said it will cut the monthly price of its starter dose of Zepbound. Both drugs are part of a GLP-1 class of treatments that has shown unprecedented results in helping people shed weight.
401ks are becoming a rainy day fund for more Americans. That's according to Wall Street Journal, citing Vanguard Group, which administers these type of accounts for millions of people. The Journal reports nearly 5% of account holders took early withdrawals last year. That's a record percentage. The previous record was about 3.5% in 2023. Before the pandemic, the average was about 2%. More than a third of those who took hardship distributions last year did it to avoid eviction or foreclosure. Now let's get over to WUFT First at 5 anchor Nick Diaz with a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Looking ahead at First at 5, wind gusts are rising to the point that Marion County has issued a red flag warning. Plus, with spring break almost here, pollen awareness has become something to focus on. And we will bring you a live look at the 2025 Gator Nationals. All this and more on First at 5.
Before we go, one last check on the weather.
We're expecting some super low temperatures tonight, high of 74 tomorrow, low of 39. This weekend we're expecting lots of showers on Sunday, 80% chance of rain. Some lingering showers could continue on Monday, high of 68 with a cool temperature drop as we head into next week, up to 80 on Wednesday and 81 on Thursday.
Thanks for joining us for WUFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We will see you later today for First at 5 on Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.